Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. It says Iran responds after Trump won't certify nuclear deal. And every so often Trump is supposed to sign a waiver to and that waiver was certify a nuclear deal in which if Iran stop trying to make ballistic missiles, they will lift their sanctions. And America, as well as these European nations, all right, was along with it, man. Which the European nations are still with it. That's why you have this guy Macron, the president of France, trying to dissuade Trump from pulling out of the nuclear deal, because each and every country that signed the agreement of the nuclear deal, all right, if they had agreed to lift sanctions, like the EU, for example, they would lift sanctions on the EU with Iran and America as well. But with Trump, what Trump is trying to do, all right, is basically say that Iran is not holding up their bargain, man, as far as the nuclear deal goes. All right. And Iran response is, let me see. It says right here, Iran tells Trump he would regret dropping nuclear deal. All right. And that's why we say this guy Trump is the guy for the job, man. He's going to pull this place down quick. That's what the scriptures say. What? The third woe coming quickly. All right. Because the third woe is coming quickly, man. Here it is. We at what? What's today's date? The 27th. All right. So what? May 12th is right around the corner, basically, man. In which after, well, I'm going to read it. It says Donald Trump. Oh, it says Reuters, Donald Trump will regret it if he pulls out of the nuclear deal with Iran, President Hassan Rouhani said on Monday, warning the U.S. president that Tehran's response will be stronger than he thinks. All right, and we know what that means, man. That means, all right, that they're gonna fuck with Israel. All right, and that goes into the scripture. It says the least of the flocks will draw them out. So now they're gonna have no America, all right, not gonna have no choice but to pull it but to go to war, man. All right, and then Russia's gonna get in there, all right, and then China's gonna get in there because China and Russia, both have a common enemy. All right, and then different European nations gonna get in there, man. All right. And then it says Donald Trump will regret it if he pulls out of the nuclear deal with Iran. President Hassan Rouhani said on Monday, warning the U.S. president that Tehran's response will be stronger than he thinks. Oh, okay, this is a little older. Oh, no, okay. April 9th. That's not too bad. So this is a fairly recent article, man. This is a fairly recent article, man. It says U.S. sanctions that were lifted under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, of 2015, all right, which is also known as the Iran nuclear plan deal, will resume unless Trump waives them again on May 12th. Trump has effectively set that as deadline for European powers to fix the terrible flaws of the deal. Salaki, I'm going to read again. Trump has effectively set that as a deadline for European powers to fix the terrible flaws of the deal. All right, because even under the deal, you have certain, like they call it flaws because you have certain, key points in the deal, like the ballistic missiles, man. That deal has a, within the nuclear deal, that has a deadline, man. which means after a certain date, after a certain point, they could continue to, you know what I'm saying, make ballistic missiles, man. Which America knows that if they do that, it's Israel's ass, man. All right, so they got to keep the clamps on Iran, in which even if they do try to keep the clamps on Iran, all right, by not lifting up their sanctions, Iran is still going to retaliate. Because the scriptures say that, man, the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, and then you're going to have what these other nations is going to turn on America, man. As the scriptures also say, Obadiah 7, man. All right, we always bring that out, how they that were at peace with thee have drawn thee even to the border, man. You know? Because these other nations are going to get sick and tired of America, man. And their one-sided thinking, man. So it says the new U.S. president, who has big claims and many ups and downs in his words and actions, has been trying for 15 months to break the JCPOA. All right, so this guy's diligent. But the structure of the JCPOA is so strong that it has not been shaken by such quakes, Rouhani said in a speech broadcast live on state television. Iran will not violate the nuclear deal, but if the United States withdraws from the deal, they will surely regret it. Our response will be stronger than what they imagine, and they will see that within a week. You know? And then I had seen something where on that video I was showing you, which I don't want to play it because you know how Esau is with that. But they were saying how something potential that could happen is advanced cyber attacks, man. All right. So if they're pushing cyber attacks from Iran, imagine what else they could push from Iran, man. All right. Which we know they're gonna push a false flag attack, and guess who? Most likely they're gonna push. They're gonna say who did it, man. All right. Or Syrians. They probably gonna push it on a Syrian or Iranian, man. All right, because whenever a false flag attack happen, who they blame it on? Somebody from the Middle East. All right, because it's just all a ploy to go out there, you know, brothers in the know. All right, it's all a ploy. All right, to get into Syria. All right, because ultimately the Most High has set a trap for them, man. All right, so it says Iran has warned that it will ramp up its nuclear program if the JCPOA collapses to achieve a more advanced level than before the deal. All right, it says, and this goes to show you how Iran is pissed off, man. Because here it is, all the other European countries is going to keep the deal, but America is the only one. All right, which, like I just read, man, just because they pull out, all right, doesn't mean the deal will change. All right, immensely. All right, because they have sanctions with the other countries, but still, Iran is so pissed off that, all right, they're gonna act as if the whole deal did change, man. All right, as if everybody did back off, man. So it says Israel has warned that it will ramp up its nuclear program if the JCPOA collapses to achieve a more advanced level than before the deal. Okay, so you know they're not gonna listen to nobody, man. All right, that goes into what's that? Second Esdras. Is that second Esdras 15? Let me see, Carmanians. I think it's like verse 30 something. Yeah, let me see. It's 32. Verse 30, it says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. All right. So America's going to get it from each and every direction, man. One being from them Iranians, man. It says Rouhani, all right, which when they go in the Middle East, they're gonna, all right, they're gonna be faced with the armies of every nation, man. It says Rouhani said Iran has been preparing for every possible scenario, including a JCPOA without the United States, which would still include European signatories China and Russia, or no deal at all. It says France, Britain, and Germany are seeking to persuade their EU partners to, let me see, Slocky. Just want to make sure it's still rolling. France, Britain, and Germany are seeking to persuade their EU partners to back new sanctions on Iran as a way to persuade Trump to stick with the nuclear deal curbed on Iran's nuclear activities in return for sanctions relief. Slocky, Hakim. It says Trump to stick with the nuclear deal curbed on Iran's nuclear activities. It's like I'll read from the top. France, Britain, and Germany are seeking to persuade their EU partners to back new sanctions on Iran as a way to persuade Trump to stick with the nuclear deal curbed on Iran's nuclear activities in return for sanctions relief. All right, so they're saying basically, all right, we're going to continue with the nuclear deal, basically putting the clamps on Iran, all right, just to appease America. All right, going to show you also too how America has a huge influence on the rest of the world, man. All right, America is that great harlot, man. You know what I'm saying, that everybody looks up to, as the scriptures say. That great whore, man, that everybody looks up to. All right, they had you know what I'm saying, their look was more stout. Their look was very stout. So Salakia. It says those sanctions would not involve measures that were lifted up under the nuclear deal, but would target individual Iranians that the EU believes are behind Iran's ballistic weapons program and to support for Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. It says Rouhani said on Monday that Iran's missile capabilities were purely defensive, you know, which it is defensive, man. You know, but at the same time, you know, America pulls out, man. Who's to say them you know what I'm saying, being on offense, they don't use it as a defense, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know, they shoot missiles upon Israel, man, or Saudi Arabia. All right? But mainly Israel. It says, but we will not use our weapons against our neighbors, Rouhani said. Iran's, that's a damn lie. Iran's currency hit a new low on Monday on continued concerns over a return of crippling sanctions if Trump carries out his threat. Yeah, man. So this Third World War is ramping up, man. Here's another article, which I'm not gonna get into. I'll probably put in the put in the comment section, but it basically explains this is what happened if Trump pulls. What happens if Trump pulls out of the Iran nuclear deal? So, you know, brothers could read up on this. They give different scenarios. If Trump does, man, it says Iran's three options, the options that Iran gives, what the U.S. gains by pulling out, and so on and so forth, the difficulty of Trump restoring sanctions on Iran, you know? But we know, man, we know that there's no doubt that Trump will pull out an Iran nuclear deal, and there's no doubt, all right, that World War III is coming, man. All right, there's no doubt also that America is about to stage a huge terror attack, man. All right. You know, because they're going to make it seem as if, you know, these so-called Middle Eastern states are a threat, man. Hey, so with that, I want to say shalom to the elect.